Your name. Oh,
Okay, good evening, everyone. If you're here and you can hear me, just drop number one on the comment section. If you're here and you can hear me, let's drop number one on the comment section. All right, you are not able. You are not. You're gonna be able to see my face today. We'll do that tomorrow. My setup just messed up the whole stuff. We're gonna do that tomorrow. So if you're here and you can hear me, just drop number one on the comment section, and we are gonna jump into the business of the day immediately. Okay, Olamide Omeza. Okay, thank you so much, Olamide. So who else is here? If you can hear, you can hear me. Just drop a one. Modupe Omoruyi. Wow, God bless you, Modupe. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. Who else is here? Okay, we are seven in number right now. So if you are here and you can hear my voice, just drop one on the comment. And I believe you can also see my screen very, very well. We're going to be starting with practical. And as from tomorrow, we're going to do a little of theory, but we're going to start with practical right away. Who else is on the comments? Let me see your number one. We're not supposed to be waiting for anybody right now. All right, we are eight right now. If you can hear me, just drop one on the comments. Let me know. Modupe can hear me, and Olamide can hear me. So who else is hearing me? Let's go. Okay. All right, we move straight away. I'm going to be sharing my screen in the next few minutes. Well, first of all, I want to introduce myself to every one of us. Oh yeah, Ruth Ido, thank you so much, Ruth, for being there. My name's Kingsley is my name. Kingsley, or you can call me PK. Okay, so I'm going to be your host, and it's going to be a lovely ride for us from today. As a matter of fact, this is the first class we're going to be having as a brand. We're talking about mentor. This is our first class, so we're actually launching mentorship and our training services with this one. And I want to encourage every one of us to take it very, very, very serious. So I'm a graphics designer, a web designer, and a photographer. All right. So and I'm also a worship leader. I'm a Christian, so I work in church. So I've been into this tech stuff for about 6, 7 years now, and it's gonna be a privilege to start up this journey with you guys. And I trust God that it's gonna be a wonderful experience. Okay, let's go. So welcome to Mentor. I'm going to be sharing my screen now so that we move straight to the business of the day. And I want to believe that every one of us will install, we have Adobe Photoshop on our system already because I I made mention of that before today. Okay, I'm going to share my Photoshop with you guys right now. All right. Okay. Hope you can see my screen. If you see my screen, please just put one on the comments if you can see my screen. Put one on the comments if you can see my screen. And by the way, please, it would be helpful if you subscribe to this YouTube channel because it's one of our resources center where we are going to be dropping lots of tutorials. We're going to be dropping lots of videos on this YouTube channel, and this is where we are going to be meeting most times. Now, the reason why I choose YouTube is because of for storage purpose. After this class, the video is still going to be here so that whenever you are lost, you can come back. You can come back to the live streaming. Okay, thank you. I can see a lot of persons here. So whenever you lost, you can come back to the live streaming and um you sort yourself out. And in case you are still not able to sort yourself out, you get back to us on the community group, which is our WhatsApp group. Then give us or throw whatever question you want to throw. That's why we're a community. So we are all going to be learning together. So you are going to throw your question at us and we are going to be dealing with them. So we are going to be dropping most tutorials here on YouTube. So thank you so much. Now we move. Okay, Banji, thank you so much. All right, just like every program that you want to work with on the computer, the first thing to do before you start working is to come to this new is in almost in every program, in so long that computer usage is concerned. So it's the same thing that is applicable here. So before you start working, you have to first of all open a new project. By the way, I'm not going to be teaching us short cues. I won't be teaching short cues. Okay, so I'm going to be going directly. So while we are working, because as we are starting this journey, it's not going to end here. While we're working, we are going to be. Are you seeing my Photoshop screen? I just want to be sure, please. If you have seen my Photoshop screen, let me know in the comments. Because what I'm seeing here is actually very different. Let me know in the comments if you have seen my Photoshop screen. I'm sharing Photoshop right now. If you can see it, let me know in the comments. Just put yes on the comments. Let's go. All right. Let me know if you can see my screen. Still loading. Okay, that could be a network issue. That could be a network issue. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Sorry about that. I've been dealing with this for some minutes now, and I just hope you are able to see it now. It's blank screen. Okay, let me see. Let me open something on the Photoshop to see if that is going to help. Okay, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing a yes, so which means someone is seeing my screen. Let me open this picture to see. So please, if you are seeing my screen right now, just put a yes on the screen. Let me know. Oh, it's actually showing here, and I wonder why. Um, let me see. Okay. I'm seeing yes. I'm seeing yes on the comments. But thank you. Okay, we go now. So like I was saying, before you start anything in Photoshop, okay, thank you guys. Before you start in Photoshop, you have to first of all open a new project. I'm going to, by the way, I'm going to be introducing the tools bar to us, but we are going to start it, take it one after the other, and we are going to be doing majorly practicals in this class because the time is short and we have to move very fast. And at the end of the whole thing, I'm going to explain so many things to us. But while we're working, I'll be explaining a lot of things to us while we're working. Okay, the first thing here, and if you comment, I will see it. So the first thing here is we have to click on new. Now, here is our dialog box. Here's our dialog box. Now, on this dialog box, there are a whole lot of things we need to learn here on this dialog box. First of all, there are custom sizes because I've been working with mine. That's why you see most of all these custom sizes here that are on the screen. They are my recent sizes. But when you launch yours, you are still going to see some. Then when you come here, where you have this menu, there is recent, saved, photo, prints. Now this is where you see your various sizes. Now when you are dealing with photos, first of all you come here. This is where you see the sizes that has to do with photos. You have a landscape 3x2, and you have a landscape 6x4, 7x5, so on and so. If you want to work on a picture, if you want to work on a picture, I just hope you guys are seeing. I don't know why I'm seeing a blank screen here. Are you seeing a blank screen? If you are seeing my dialog box, just let me know on the comments. If you're seeing my dialog box, let me know if I'm changing from the software that I'm using now to another one. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, now when you are dealing with what you want to print, like you want to design a flyer, you want to design what you call a poster and all that, so you can come under this print, and you are going to be having some predefined predefined sizes. These are custom sizes. You can as well define your own size, okay, which is very, 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 very important, and we will get to that. So now we have a letter size. Now this letter size, this legal, this tabloid, and these three, they are majorly used in the United States. So if you want to print in this part of the world now, and you are someone, or someone is asking you to um uh get a printing paper, the first size of paper that is so common, that is popular, that you want to that will first of all come to your mind is the A4. A4 is so common. The normal size is A4, that is so common. Now, all these letter, ledger, and tabloid, they are mostly used in the United States, not in this part of Africa. So we are going to start looking at it from A4. Okay, so be very, very patient. These are important things. So this A4. Now you have A6 here. Now what A6 is A6 is A4 divided into four places is A6. Then A4 divided into two places is A5. So in design, when we are talking about sizes, when someone say I need a flyer size, so A5 is commonly referred to as flyer size, which is that's A5. Okay, A6 is postcard. Somebody should note this. A6 is postcard. So if a client is asking you to design a postcard for him or her, so the size you have to choose is what's it called, A6. That's for postcard. Then A5 is for flyer, is the flyer size, which is A4 divided by 2. So A4 is poster size. So you see A3, you see B5, so on and so forth. So this DL is envelope size. You see the brown envelope. So that's DL. Okay, now coming here, coming to this right side of the this dialog box. This a very important aspect of this. Now, any size you hit, that you set, you are going to see the figures here. You are going to see them changing. You're going to see the figures here changing. Okay. Now, when you click this one, you see the figure is changing now, and is in measuring in millimeters. You can change the measuring units. So you can change. Somebody saying it's blank for, I don't know. Maybe you are not following your, I don't know, what do they call it. This bar on your stream where it's showing live. Just push it forward. Make sure it's at the extreme end. Maybe your YouTube is behind us. So just move it forward. Okay. All right. So now this is where you have okay, if you are just coming, welcome. This is where you have your measuring units. We have millimeters, we have points, we have centimeters, inches, pixels, and picasa. So you need to study these measuring units to know how they work. Now, if you want to have a custom size, for instance, the size that you want is not among the ones that are listed here by default. So you can come here and enter. Probably maybe you have measured with your own tape. You are measured with your own tape. So maybe you want to choose whatever. Okay, let's choose a random figure. Now, let's say your tape is measuring in inches. Then you want to use 4 inches by 5 inches. So before you enter your inches figures, you have to first of all change your measuring unit to inches, or else you are going to get it all wrong. Okay. This is your orientation. This is where you choose if it is going to be portrait or landscape, which is either horizontal or vertical. Now, this is where I'm coming now. This resolution, and it's so important that very serious attention to this very part, this resolution. All right. Now, the standard resolution for whatever design you want to do is 300 dpi. Is 300 dpi. And when somebody tell you to provide or to produce a design for him or her in 300 dpi or in a high resolution, what the person is actually saying is this. And now this has a way of impacting your design. This is where it's been determined if your design is going to be blurry or your design is going to be powerful. The quality is going to be powerful. Like me, for instance, if I make a design and I want to go print, I want to go to the press and I want to print a DI. I can design on what's it called, this A5 size, which is a flyer size. I can design on A5 size, and I would take a JPEG. A JPEG. Some people will tell you it's going to be blurry, but if I design, I can take a JPEG. That's how I've been printing all these years. I can take a JPEG, all right, in 5 size to a printing press, and I will print a banner of 4 feet by 6 feet. It will fit in, exactly, and it will not blur. My work will not blur. All right. So, but the first thing I do, I make sure I am designing whatever thing I'm designing in 300 dpi. Is a standard. Is a standard for quality. 300 dpi. So, when you reduce this to either 100 or 72, you discover that at the end of the day, your work is going to be blurry. Now, when the moment you blow out that design for printing, so you are going to see it being becoming blurry the more you blur. But when you design on 300 dpi, your product, your flyer now, whatever, you can stretch it to whatever size you want to stretch it, except the pictures or the elements that you used on the design were not of standard quality before. They were blurry before you use them, so they are still going to give you that blurry effect. And though there's a way you can improve on a blurry picture, as time goes on, we'll get there. Okay, so 300 dpi is a standard for resolution. So this resolution matters a lot. This is where the quality of your work, the quality of your design is going to be determined. So that's why most times when some certain persons create a design, by default the design will just be blurry. When they send it on through WhatsApp, either they can send it as a document through WhatsApp. So once the client is zooming out the picture, you see it's just becoming blurry, and the client is saying like this, the quality of this design is not okay, because as I'm zooming out, everything is just blurry. I can hardly see the text. So 300 dpi has to be a standard. So if you increase it more than this, there's no offense. But the only thing that will happen is that the the size of your file now is going to be too large. So the more you increase this, the more you increase it, the larger your size become. But 300 dpi is a standard. So when you hear 300 dpi, what the person is actually talking about is your resolution. That's what the person is talking about when he or she mentioned 300 gpi. Now let's come to color mode. This is another very important aspect of this thing. This is a beginner's class, so that's why I'm taking my time to explain all these things, because when you miss here, you are going to struggle with certain things while you are designing. Now, though there is a way you can fix all these things later on, after you have created your design, but it is better you know it here, and it's better I do it here. All right, so now on getting to the color mode. Now, when you open the drop down, and you're going to see bitmap, grayscale, RGB color, CYMK, lab color. Now, the competition here is between RGB color, which is red, green, blue color, and CYMK. All right, there are four major colors. There are four major colors. When it gets to that, we are going to talk about that, and that's what this CYMK color represents. Now, if you are designing for digital purpose, what you should use here, your option here is RGB color. If you are designing for digital purpose, like some of us want to create flyers for social media, Some of us want to create flyer that is going to be printed, via a DI machine. So what you should go for is RGB, and I will tell you why. Then the CYMK is for color separation. It's for color separation. Those, there's this kind of printing when you are creating a project that is going to be separated. So what you use is CYMK. So the disadvantage CYMK has is that it can't give you the exact sharpness of the color. So if you want your color to be very, very, very sharp, what you use is RGB. RGB. So that's where RGB has more advantage than CYMK. And when you design on RGB, the moment you switch your color mode after the design to CYMK, you are going to see the quality of the quality of your colors will drop down automatically. Okay, so if you want to do digital separation or color separation on your design, CYMK is preferable. But if you are designing for digital purpose, which is what is in vogue now, I think RGB color is what we are going to use. So you are going to make sure your color mode is set to RGB. So background color, you can leave your background color as white. Okay, you can choose black or whatever, but let's leave it as white. Then every other thing, let them be. Okay, you let those things breathe. All right, so we are going to, after we have done this setup right now, okay, now let me choose a customized size right now. Now I want to create uh a poster, sorry, for Instagram. All right, now if you come to web here, the if the okay, fine, we have this 101920 by 1080. Okay, then we have sizes, but if we do not have Instagram size here, we are going to let's okay, it's not on mobile, sorry. If Instagram size is not here, we are going to customize the size. And what is the size in pixels? It is 1080 1080 by 1080. That's Instagram standard, because it has to be either square or in inches. You can also use 4 by 5 inches. Okay, let's try 4 by 5. Let's take it to inches, and I'm going to use width, okay, 4 inches and 5 inches for height, and I'm going to change my resolution to 300. So these two sizes work perfectly for Instagram. It work perfectly for Instagram when you are designing an Instagram post. So if you are designing an Instagram story, this is what you are going to use. This web large size is what you are going to use for your Instagram post. So all you need to do, just click here and make sure it's portrait. The orientation is portrait. Okay, so when you after you've done your settings, make this 300 dpi. Then the next thing, once you click on create, it's going to give you, Instagram story size. But I need let me go again and just do a customized size of 1080 again, then 300. Remove this artboard. Then all right, so this is normal Instagram size. All right, so far so good. If you are getting value, so far so good. Let me know in the comments. If you have any question, let me know in the comments, so that I'll go back there and do it once and for all. Then we move on to another to another stage. Okay, we have 10 of us right now in this class. Okay, that's cool. So please, if you have any question, just let me know in the comments very quickly before I proceed. And if you are good with what we have just discussed now, just let me know. It's a beginner's class, so we're finding our way around Photoshop. Let's get ourselves used to Photoshop environment. All right, I'm waiting in the comments. Let's see. Are we here? Mudukbe, I hope you see here. Banji, I hope you see here. Chris Love, Omar, I hope you're still here. It's not Snow, I hope you're still here. Gani Olamide, hope we are still here. Iris, please, hope you are still here. And so please, if you have any question, let me know in the comments before we proceed. Okay, if nobody is writing in the comments, I will assume that we are on the same. Okay, thank you, Peter. If nobody's writing in the comment section, are you? Do you have any question? Are you getting value, or should we go over it again, or should we move forward? Okay, all right. Here we come now. We've been able to create a canvas right now. So this is your work space right now. It's called Canvas, and we'll be going straight to um, something else now. Okay, now let's look at the tools bar here. Let's look at the tools bar here. All right, let's look at the tools bar here. Now, first of all, if you put your mouse there, it's going to tell you what a particular tools bar is. Now here you have your move tool, or you can call it your freehand tool. But here it's called your move tool. It's simple. When you are done executing. Okay, some persons are saying they are not seeing the live chats, but okay. Um, sorry, excuse me. So for those that are not seeing that, for those of us that are not seeing live chats, I think maybe you should say whatever thing you want to say, write it on the group so that I can see. I'm not seeing any live chats. I'm only seeing live. I click on it, but it's not showing any comment box. Wow. Wow. So write whatever you want to write. Write it here. Let's see. Let's see. I just wish somebody can be helping me out with. Okay, now let's go. So this is your move tool, otherwise known as freehand. That is when you are done with any of all these tool, and you want to release your mouse. This is just that one is setting. Then I'm going to skip some that we will not be needing now. Then now this is your Mark II. You have a rectangular Mark II, and you have a elliptical Mark II as well. So this is your rectangular Mark II. Now let me open this image so that we'll be able to practicalize. Please, which app are you using? Okay, Peter, thank you so much. Please help me if you can do that. That'll be Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Akon. Which app? Which app? Olalekon, what do you mean by app? I'm using Adobe Photoshop. This is Photoshop. It's a software, not app. Okay. Then now we are here. This is your Mark II. Now, what this Mark II does is to make selection in the shape of a rectangle. If you want to make selection in any image in a rectangular shape. All right, so it is this rectangular Mark II is the rectangular Mark II that you use. Let's assume now this board where you have Dominion Rocks 1. Now I want to cut off this part. I can just use my this thing to there to make sure I set that particular area. Then I can either use Control C to copy, or Control X to um cut. So you can either come and use either copy or cut. So cut is Control X and copy is Control C. Every one of us know. So let's assume I want to cut that part away. Now let me just use that. You see, I've succeeded in removing that part entirely, but I'm not going to use Control Z. If it is copy, I want to copy it. I can use copy, and I'll paste it. Control V. I paste it to somewhere else. However, now for clarity purpose, let me see how. Let me see I can open. Let me look for another image that's going to help us illustrate this thing. Let me look for another image. That's gonna, please, if you don't have Photoshop, you let me know. I will show you how. I'll show you how you can get Photoshop. Okay, it's either you buy or you download. I did a tutorial on it yesterday, so YouTube flagged it, so I have to bring it down. So okay, now let's assume this is an image, and this is it subheading that is under this Turismo. I want to take that subheading away. Then the first thing to do, the easiest way, I can use this polygon rectangular mark to. Okay, Olalekon, don't worry. I will drop I'm gonna drop a link on the group after this section, so that I don't know. I'll look for a way to upload, if not on YouTube, but somewhere else, maybe on uh iCloud or wherever, so that everyone can have access to it. Okay, thank you. Then let's assume I want to take off this subheading from here, or I want to take off all these icons from here. Then I can easily do it with this um rectangular mark tool. Then I'm just going to draw that aspect to make sure I select that area. One thing about Photoshop, one thing, Olalekun, don't worry, I'll let you know. One thing about Photoshop is that your command only works in selected areas. Okay, so as I've selected here right now, anything I want to do here right now is only going to affect the areas that I've selected. Okay, let me select it again. Let's assume I want to take out this place. Okay, now I can either use Control X to just cut it out, and cutting it is on the clipboard. I can paste it somewhere else and just move it around, or I use Control C to copy it out. Now that's the work of the Mark II. And another thing that Mark II is going to do for you is, let's say, for instance, we are going to create something very soon. Let's say, for instance, I have okay. Now I have this file. Now let me copy it, and bring it here. Let's assume I want to use it here. Let's assume I want to use it here. So the next thing to do right away, if now I want to trim this side off, and I want to trim some side off, I can use this rectangular mark tool to just select the side that I want to cut off. Okay, then I just click on my delete. That side is off. Then I can do it on this side. Then click delete. That side is off. So I can now have whatever size or whatever shape that I want to have. You see now. So that is the work. That's the major work of Mark II. Then we are not going to waste too much time in talking about the what's it called, the tools boss. But while we are working, I'm going to be making references to them. We are going to be seeing their functions, what they are doing. Okay. If you are with me, just put one on the comments. So I want to know that you guys are following me, so that I love when speed is not necessary when people are actually not getting what you are saying. So let us not move in too much hurry. We have all the time in the world to do this, and it's my desire that every one of you here will grow up to become a tech pro. All right. So then another one is, now don't mind, we have, after Mark today, there's another one, because some tools are hidden here. With time, we'll look at this. Now there's elliptical. This is a elliptical Mark II. Is the same as that rectangular Mark II, but that one work either in square or rectangle. But this elliptical Mark II works in oval shape or perfect cycle. That's just the difference. That's the difference between the two. So the next we are going to look at is this lasso 2. Then if you watch lasso, if you right click on lasso 2, it's going to show you a polygonal lasso 2, and you have this lasso tool. There's another one called magnetic lasso tool. I think it should be among the extras. Okay, it's here. Thank you. See magnetic lasso tool. So now I love the polygonal lasso tool because it's flexible to you. You have total control over polygonal lasso tool, unlike the magnetic lasso tool and the lasso itself. Now, the work of this lasso tool is this. Now, let's assume, let's come back. Let's come back. Where's this picture? No, not this one. Not this one. Let me look for another picture right now. Let's look for another picture right now. Okay. Okay, now this thing is this. The work of this polygonal lasso tool is to make selection to certain areas. Now, the difference between this and this Mark II that we looked at before is that Mark II is kind of customized. Like it can either go in square or in rectangular shape. Anything apart from that, you can't use that to achieve it. But this polygonal lasso tool, the advantage of this is that it's flexible. You can just pick whatever shape, whatever style, however you want to do it, you do it. So let's assume you see this one. I can just do zigzag, zigzag. Then at the end of the day, when it's joined together, you see the zigzag areas that I said that I are just what is selecting, unlike it's just either square or rectangle. Now, like I said before, whatever thing I do now is only going to be affected on the selected area. Let me take, for instance, let me see how I change the color of this particular thing that you see. It's only going to be affecting, you see now, it's only going to be affecting that area. This is one important thing you need to know about Photoshop. Now, it's going to be affecting just that area. We'll get to this. I'm just using this to illustrate to us, so don't get carried away, someone. So that is for that. Now, let's assume I want to take out the background on this picture. I want to take out the background on this picture. Maybe I want to use it for a design, or I want to put it put another background on it. Now, the manual way to do it with this polygonal lasso tool is, first of all, let's look at this side. You see your layer this way by your right hand side under this color styles. You are going to see where you have background now. Now you see that this background is actually locked. So before you can remove the background of this picture, you have to unlock. You have to unlock the background here. So in that case, you are just going to double click. Okay, then the lock will go away. Just double click, the lock will go away. Then in that case, I want to start selecting, the part of the pictures that I either want to keep or want to remove. Somebody just pay attention to this now. I'm not going to remove background now. Let me just do some parts. Now let's assume I want to take out some part of the background. So I can start selecting. Okay, let me see how. Okay, I can start selecting. Let me zoom out so that you see, because while you're working, it's better you zoom out, so that, especially this part of design, it's better you zoom out so that you'll be seeing. Now I want to start picking the edges of the picture right now. I want to start picking them. Okay, because of time, let's stop here. Now let's assume like this part now. Then if I want to take off this background now, I can just right click, then give it a feather of like one. I'm going to teach us this part. Don't get carried away because of the last lasso tool that I'm explaining that's making me do this. Then I just click on delete. You see that part is off. That part is out of it. So that's how I'm going to do it. Select the whole of the pictures around and take out the background. So we are just going to look at background remover after um some some time, but maybe not today. We can do that tomorrow, okay? Or if we have the time today, we'll do it. Okay, if you see here with me, let me know. If you see here with me, let me know. All right. Then that's for polygonal lasso tool. Is for selection. Okay. Then you have your Misa brush. We are going to skip that. You have your magic wand. This magic wand is so so important. You can also use magic wand to remove background from an image, but with plenty disadvantages. Plenty disadvantages. Now let's take for instance, the only place I use that Mark II is this. Now let's take for instance, let me look for Gadabosh. Okay, thank you so much. Let me look for. Okay, let me come here. Let me come here. Okay, now with this thing that I've opened now, let's assume I want to take out. I want to make this a PNG format. I want to make this a PNG format. And by the way, okay, by the way, if you're not following us already on what's it called, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, so please do. There are some tips that we are providing. There are some tips that we are providing, so it's gonna help you. We may not be able to say everything here, but our platform is majorly for learning. When you join our platform, any of them, you are just going to be learning. So if you're not joining us on Instagram already, so please do mentor underscore ng. That's our Instagram handle. Okay, now let's assume I want to make this a PNG format, which is without a transparent background. I want to remove this white background. Now, if I want to remove this white background with, first of all, let me unlock this. If I want to remove this background with this polygonal lasso tool, if I want to remove it with this polygonal lasso tool and do like this and do like this, it's gonna take me a whole lot of time. But what I would do, in this case, I can use, mind you, there are some cases where this polygonal lasso tool will work in the stead of this Mark tool or in the stead of this magic wine. There are some situations whereby magic wine is better for you than the polygonal lasso tool. It's just for you to have an understanding of the tools, master them, and you know what works best for you in any case, and you apply it and you move on. Okay, now let's assume I want to take out all these white areas. I want to leave just this logo and this Instagram, blah 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 blah. And I want to take out these white areas. Then what I need to do, I can use this magic wand tool. What this magic wand tool will do is that if I click on this white area, so every white area in this image that is connected together are going to be selected. Now let me click here for instance. You see, all here right now, all here and all here, they are. Let me zoom out so that you see they are highlighted. Okay, except the white spaces that are inside the letters that the magic wine couldn't have access to inside the letter because of this black wordings, this black color that is on letter, so they couldn't have access. They connect. Now the easiest way to connect the wire, you can right click and use on similar. But if you click and use on similar, it's going to select all the white things, including the one that is inside this live, that is inside this Instagram, whatever. But you see, I don't want this Instagram. In that case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to undo that. Then I'll start selecting the spaces where I want to remove one after the other. Okay, I don't want to remove this one. Then I want to remove this. I'll start selecting the other. Then I can now click my delete. Then you see I've succeeded. Okay, there's still this one. Okay, let's take this one. So now, like this, now you now notice that I have succeeded in removing what's it called, this background. Okay, so magic wand, I could do this easily with magic wand, but not with polygonal lasso tool. So all the tools here, they have roles that they play. Now, if I want to get rid of this DFY that is here, maybe I don't want it, I can use my just set it like any get this this and put it on the magic one to remove the ground with my mind. Then very quick at so so many will show us what is so we round up and I will give us an shape drawing. So now, because one thing we must understand is that as a graphics designer, if there's anything you shouldn't joke with is shape. Shape is so important in designing. It's so important in designing. You can like you can in fact in our everyday life we can't do without shape. Your shape shape. The room has its own shape. Vision has its own shape. The frames on the wall they have their shapes and name them. Everything is shape. So that's why you actually cannot do without shape. You can't do without shape. So in that regard, we are just quickly going to practicalize shape drawing, and from shape drawing we are going to look at shape um shape transformation and shape styling. But if time permits us today, we'll still look at shapes transformation and styling. But we are going to look at drawing and for now. Styling may come today or it may come tomorrow because I want us to move real fast because of time. All we're working, I'll be explaining them to us while we're working. They are simple. All right, now before we draw shape, if you have question, please ask me. Let me not move too fast. Amen. If you have question, ask me, please. Please let's ask in the comments. If you don't have access to the comment, you can post it on the group. Okay. Those asking for a record though, you can come back to you can I will share the link. I'll still share the link so that you come back and take a look at it. Oh, my network just messed up here. Ekpele. Okay. Any question, please? If you have question, let me know. Either in the comments or you post it on the group. Let me see it. YouTube is on. What does that mean? Please be very very clear. Okay, please. Do you have any question? If you are not have if there's no question, I just want to know that you with me. Just drop one in the comment. Just drop right number one. Just one in comments. Let me know that you are with me and you're getting value. I have a way of teaching. If I teach you one particular thing and you are not getting it, we will remain there until you get it, rather than jump into something else. We have all the time to do this. So please let me see. If you're getting value, let me know. If you have a question, let me know. Hello, please. Can the lasso tool be used for anything else? Okay, Olamide, thank you. Okay, Chimdi, you are asking, can the lasso tool be used for anything else? Majorly, lasso tool is to, just to make selection. That's the work of lasso tool, to make selection. Even if you are a photographer, a photo retoucher, you are retouching photo, so long that is lasso tool is majorly for selection. It's for selection. That's the work of lasso tool. It's for selection. So as time goes on, okay, thank you so much. I'm thinking that we may extend our friendship and our whatever we're doing now to the next 3 months, so that I want everyone's hand to be strong. So as we're working together weekly, we are going to be learning these things. So all these things are going to be I'm going to break them down. Okay, all right, thank you. We move on. Then we're going to look at shape drawing right now. But before as we are looking at shape drawing, simultaneously we're also going to be we're also going to be looking at shape transformation. Shape transformation. Now, let's look at the shapes here. Now, the only shapes that Photoshop provided for us, number one, I don't this is my Photoshop. Some of these shapes are they are hiding. Okay. Let's start with Supreme TV. What's please? Let me see. Okay, no problem. There's gonna be. So now the first shape we have here is your rectangle tool. Is the first shape tool that we have. Okay. Now, if you want to draw a rectangle, it's just to hold your mouse and drag it to whatever size that you want. You can just scale it to whatever size, can scale it to whatever size that you want. Just scale it. Then once you leave it, you are going to have a rectangle. Once you leave it, you can scale it to whatever size you want to. Okay, whatever size, width, whatever height, blah 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 blah. Then with this same tool, you can actually draw a square with this same tool. Okay, with this same rectangle tool. Now, how to draw a square with this same rectangle tool is you hold your let me hold my shift down while I drag. You see now, it's giving me a perfect square as I'm holding my shift down. That's just the logic. It's giving me a perfect square as I'm holding my shift down. You see, it's giving me a perfect square as I'm holding my shift down. So once I leave it and I remove hand from the shift button, you notice that what I have now is a perfect square. Okay. Now, another way to do this is once you select the tool, just click on any part of your Canva. Now, it's going to give you create rectangle dialog box. Now, you see the width. You have to configure the width and the height. Now, the width here is 100. The height here is 100 by default. Now, if it's a square, this can do this 100 it can go for a square. That's perfectly a square. But if it's going to be a rectangle, which means probably maybe you must have had your measurement. I'm going to maybe change the height, or let's change the width to 120, and I'm going to change the height to leave the height at 100. So automatically this is not square anymore. This is going to give me a rectangle. It's going to give me a rectangle. Now, all these radius, we are going to come to this radius later. So let us not, I don't want to push you too far. We're going to come to this radius later. Then when I click my OK, see, you see now, let me raise it up so that you see that it's not a perfect square. If you look at this one now, you discover that where the width, let me measure in inches, 1 point blah 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 blah. So this is not a perfect square. So if I want to use that method to draw a perfect square, I'm just going to hit that place, then I leave this 100, or if I want to make this um 300 by 300 for instance, then when I click OK or take enter, it's going to give me 100 300 by 300. Then I can hold my alternate key to the reason for the alternate key is for you not to go out of shape. You see, however I'm scaling it now, expanding it, it's still giving me perfect square because I'm holding my alternate key while dragging it, while scaling it from any of the anchor points. So all these place, this place, this place, and this place, they are called anchor points. All this place, all these small boxes you're seeing now, they are called anchor points. So you can click OK when you're done. So now, how many shapes have we gotten from here? Now we've gotten two shapes with this rectangle shape tool. We've gotten two shapes, which is rectangle and square. Now we want to get what we also I also want us to get a triangle or a right angle triangle from this. Now the way to do that is, now let's come to edit and let's come to transform parts. Very important in shape drawing. Edit and transform parts. Then here you are going to see one, two, three, four, five different transform parts. You are going to see scale, you are going to see rotate, you are going to see skew, you are going to see distort, and you are going to see perspective. So all these are ways of transforming, this shape to give you whatever shape that you want, and you must learn, give attention to these five of them, and you master them, know how they work. Okay. Now, for instance, if I want to scale, I just click on scale. You see, I can scale it from here. You see now, I can scale it from here. If I want to take it out of shape, I just hold my shift. If I want to make it a triangle, you see, that's what scale does. Then if I want to, that's what scale does. Then again, let's go back to it again, to the transform part, and let's look at rotate. So now once I click rotate, you discover that my the sign of my cursor now has changed. It has changed to a curved arrow. So that's the sign of rotate. So I'm just going to just click down and just turn it. Okay, so now once I turn it this way, automatically this is no more a square. I think this shape is called is it rhombus or whatever. So now we succeeded in having another shape right now by using the rotate transform part. Okay, by using the rotate part, we've been able to get another shape right now from the square. You see, so let me undo it now so that you go back to square. Then once we come back again, and we come here and we take skew. We take skew. Now skew, if I move it like this now, you see, I think it's a parallelogram or wherever. So now we've gotten another shape right now by using skew. We've gotten another shape right now by using skew. Okay. Now we are still working on the same what's it called? Rectangle two. We've not gotten to cycle and every other one. So from here now, please somebody talk to that boy. So from here now we have gotten skew. Then let's undo again and let's come and let us come back to transform parts. Distort. So this distort is so powerful. You see, if I want to distort it from here now, you see, it's no more a square again. Now I've gotten a kite. I've gotten a kite now. Please, if you are still with me, just drop one on the comment section. I don't know. You guys are not asking much questions this night, too. Is it that you guys are grabbing what I'm saying? Okay. So now we have this is a kite. We have a kite right now. Okay. From we are still on square. Please, this very very part is so important. If it will mean us, it will mean us going over it again. Oh, who's this guy just troubling me with messages? Oh my god. So if it means us going over it again, we will go over. Okay, we spend time. All right, thank you. So now we've gotten kites right now from the same shape, which is square. Now let's come back here again. Let's come back here again. Let's come back here again, and let us take perspective. Now let's take perspective. Now with the perspective, I'm able to still do this, just like the skew. I'm able to do this with the perspective. You see, I'm able to do all this with the perspective. So when I hold my another thing about perspective is this: when I hold my control and I click on this side of this, so let me, as I'm pushing it, you see the other side is coming. So they are going to meet at the middle point. So once they meet at the middle point, once they meet at the middle point, all of a sudden I have my triangle. Once they meet at the middle point, I have my triangle. You see, so interesting. I have my triangle. Then I can still use that same perspective, or rather, I can see that same perspective, let me use this thought now. Then let's move this side and let's bring it to this side. And let's bring it to this side. Okay, you see, I have sorry, I have a right. Oh, sorry, I didn't match it properly. So you see, I have a right angle triangle. I have a right angle triangle. Then there is another one now that is so powerful. is another one that's so powerful. This is where we are going around this thing, and you see the work of the you see the work of this wire. Let's just play around it so that you see. You see this what we are able to get now. So you can play more with it and see what it turned out to be. Now let's come. I want to quickly do something. I want to quickly do something now. If I use the warp tool here, if I use the warp tool here, let's say, okay, I want to move this to inside. I want to move this to inside. Let me move this one upward again. Two. Okay. Now with this, if I let me scale it down a little bit. So with this now, if I decide to duplicate this, and you see, we're almost having the shape of an open book right now. We're almost having the shape of an open book right now. You see, so if I want to say, okay, let me bring it in again. Then what if I duplicate it further? If I duplicate it further, what if I duplicate it further? Then this one, let me flip this one vertical. Let me flip this to vertical. Okay. So if I do this too wide, let me see if I can bring them together. Okay. If I do this and I give this green, I give this green, and let me also give this green. Then I'll give this white. I'll give this white. You see now we have a Nigerian flag. We have a Nigerian flag already. We have a Nigerian flag here already. Then to just complete this a flag, let me see if I can just manufacture. Then I can still use this same rectangle tool to create a small pole, a pole. So let's move it closer. Okay. Then let's see if we can draw a cycle, a small cycle. We are playing around with all these tools now to see what they can do. Now, if I bring this here, automatically, so what we have now is a Nigerian flag. What we have now is a Nigerian flag. So I'm going to do, okay, let's keep this. We're going to illustrate something with this so that we'll round up today, and I'll give us an assignment. Then another one is the cycle. Like I said, if you just draw it, it give you whatever oval shape or whatever. But if you want a perfect cycle, just hold your shift down while you draw it, and it's going to give you a perfect cycle. So with this cycle, you can get oval shape and you can get perfect cycle shape. So that being said, so now this is where we are going to look at. Okay, we've not touched where is I saw it. Okay, this is a line two. Just to draw line, we are going to look at that later. It's not hard. Then this is a polygon two. This polygon two. Wait, let me close this first. Sorry. So we are going to try the polygon two. You see, we have polygon now. Then here, you can determine the number of sides, the number of angles you want it to have. Let's put like 8. Let's go again. Okay, let me just click. Then 8, and then let's go. Let me scale it up so that you see. So on and so forth. So as simple as that. So the last thing we are going to do now, the last thing we are going to do now, let me style this. Let me give us an appetizer of what styling does. Let me give us an appetizer of what styling does. I need questions, please. Or should we call it a night here? Then tomorrow, we are going to save this work. Then tomorrow we are going to start styling with this particular work tomorrow. All right. I think we started. Okay, this to 10, close to, okay, close to 2 hours now. Um. Okay, this is it. So this is how you work with all this shape. So if you are drawing logo, I mean, if you are creating a logo, if you are creating, or say all these things, all these skills, all these techniques, they are so important. Though if you want to, if you want to do logo perfectly, I think Adobe Illustrator is best for logo. Adobe Illustrator is best for illustration and logo, but you can also uh, create logo with Photoshop. So right here we have a Nigerian flag. So from a rectangle shape combined with the cycle or oval shape. So we're able to create this Nigerian flag. So now, if you notice something that this Nigerian flag, they are just in the normal color. So I want us to style, I want us to add styling to this Nigerian flag so that we will see how styling simply means decoration, just to decorate it to see how it's going to change. That's where the beauty of your design lies. That's where the beauty of your design lies. Okay, that's where the beauty of your design lies. So I'm just going to just do one styling now. Then let me style this one so that we call it a night. Now I have styling is a very long. Uh, let's do styling tomorrow. Let's do styling tomorrow. So I'm going to give us an assignment from here. I'm going to give us an assignment from here, and I hope we are going to do it. And for those of us that didn't join this class, I'm going to post the link in the group so that when you are less busy, you can go over it again and sort yourself out. But if you have any question, you can always ask question on the group. All right, thank you so much. Let me save this. Control S is save. I think I should create. Let me create a folder. Let me create a folder. Class. Okay, well, I have class before. Let me rename MNT class. Then I'm just gonna call this shapes. Shapes. Okay, here we go. I have to save this work so that we are going to start with this. We're going to start with this tomorrow. So if you learn something, let me know in the comments. These guys, you guys are very very gentle. Can remember when I was learning some years ago, I won't use question key teacher. All right, Ebuka, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ebuka. So who else is still here? Okay, we are five now. Wow. We're five, just five now. So if you got value, let me know. If you have any question, let me know. I'm still gonna drop the link of this video, and I'm gonna give us an assignment which we must do. If you can do it this night, perfect. Because that's the best way. That's the best way I teach. I've been training people on design for about 6 years now. You see, whatever I teach you, I give you assignments. All right, so it will help you practicalize everything that you learned today. So in case there's any error or there's anything you couldn't do, you will bring it to us in the community. So we'll look at it and we'll go over it again to make sure it enters you. You understand? So that's it. So thank you so much, guys, for today. I really, 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 really appreciate you guys. So if you've not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe because we're going to be doing lots of tutorials and we are going to be doing a lot of tips. We are going to be dropping it here. Even when we are done with this program that we're doing, you can always refer back. You can always refer back to our resources center. you have access to them. YouTube, what's it called? Instagram, Facebook, so on and so forth. Okay. So thank you so much. If there's no question and there is no um question, so we have to call it a nine here. We agree. So thank you so much for joining. Chidima Anigbogu Olamide, thank you so much. Like I said, I'm going to drop the link for that video. Then Peter, thank you so much for all you did. Banji, thank you so much. How many names have become? Modupe is like Modupe left us since. So thank you so much. Have a good night rest and God bless you. So I'm going to stop sharing now. Oh, bash. Thank you.